Welcome back to another video in the introduction to C#, and this is a lab video, so we'll be doing some coding. So this will be a solution to the ABC computers activity that was proposed, and it combines some of the elements that we've learnt so far. So with that in mind, let's get stuck into it. So it'll be another console application, and as this is ABC computers, so let's dispose of what's there. So the criteria is to display a series of purchases and do some calculations and work out the change of the sale. So the sale is for 2 hard drives, which are 1 terabyte in size. So I think we need to go about setting up our variables and descriptions. So what we have is pricing. So let's go integers, hard disk drive, they're worth 105. Now, I forgot to do something. Need one of those funny little things at the end of each line. The next purchase item is going to be a USB flash drive. So I'll just call it USB. And these are $15 each. So they're the 2 items that are being purchased for the price wise. And let's get into the amounts, shall we? So we need to do a total amount due for each purchase. So we again need to do an integer, and this is line item for the hard drive. So let's go small hard drive as for sale at the end, and that equals 2 by hard disk drive. And we have the USB sales, which is 4 times the USB. So we now have our subtotals for the hard drive sales and the flash drives. Now we need to do a total. So total sales, that would be the hard drive sales plus the USB sales You know what I did again. There we go. So next up would be how much did the person pay? So the amount tendered. So tendered. So he gave us $300. And we better give him his refund. It's not really a refund, it's his change. So CHG. And that is the amount tendered minus the total sales would be his change. Now, here in Australia we have this lovely GST, and normally we need to display the total amount of GST applicable to any of the sales. So our GST calculation, now this will be the total divide 11, because GST is 10% added on, so it's 1/11 of the total cost including GST. And for anybody watching this video from overseas, such as America, we include our sales tax in our goods price. We don't have it as a separate line item. Alright, so I suppose we need to come up with some outputs. Let's see. What are we gonna display? So console right line, gonna spit out some text. So ABC computers, sales, there we go. Got to sort of give it some flashy output. So this would be again console right line, and the sale is going to be our descriptors. So what's the description? 1 terabyte hard disk drive, okay, at $, and we want to insert the value, and then we want to spit out the output now. We could actually, no, let's do the, okay, so that is going to be zero, and then we're going to say quantity 2, because we know 2 were purchased, and then we're going to have subtotal, and that's going to be variable 1. Yep, that's what we want. And then we want to put our variables in, so hard disk drive and our sales HDDS. Is that right? Let's check to see how that spits out. Now, if you've noticed a change in this display for you at home, the little C symbol in the corner, come down to properties, and if you go to font, you can change the font size. Now, I've done this so that you can see the output of this screen very much easier during your review of the video. So that is looking good for an output. Alright, so next on our little console, I mean, if you wanted to, you could just copy that line and change the output. So this time the line item is for 16 gigabyte USB drives, and they're going to be at, and the price is going to be our first variable, and the quantity of the purchase is going to be 4, and our subtotal is going to be $, and our second variable and then we're going to have the price of the USB followed by the USB sales is our second line. So now we want to, again, console, right line, and we want text, total amount due, $, variable 0, and that is going to be totes. Next we want the amount tendered. Console write line. And amount tendered. And that will be again. And this will be tendered. And then again, our lovely console write line. And now we need to give it a change. And that will be, again, variable 0, which is CHG. Exciting stuff watching me type all this, isn't it? And then let's again console write line and then do some little funky stuff. So open our text, and this one will go give us a new line, so a bit of space, total amount of GST paid on goods is $. Now that is going to be our GST value. And we really should be polite. And say, again, putting some text. Let's put another gap in there and say, thank you for shopping with ABC Computers. Yeah, it's always good to be polite to your customers. Now I haven't put any comments in or anything like that. Let's just see if it runs. ABC computer sales, 1 terabyte hard drive. Now, what isn't displayed nicely? Well, if we look at our displays, it's a little bit over the shop and the values don't line up. So you could play around with using these little special characters like tab. Just to make sure they all line up. in a given position. So let's see if that makes a difference. Look at that, they're starting to line up. A little bit neater, isn't it? So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 for these. Let's see if we can get them to so four tabs. Change is probably going to be 4, 5. Let's see. That change, I need 6. But you can see it's all lining up a little bit better. At least the amounts are all in, making it a little bit neater. So put another tab in there. And we have a much neater display. So what can we do to make it neater? Well, we can put that read line in so that we don't get this message at there until after. So console read key, there we have our screen. It's nice and neat. Our individual price points, the quantities, the totals all sort of line up together now. So it gives you a better view of what's going on. So I think that brings us to the end of that solution. So thanks for joining us. Till the next one, bye for now.